What's up, yo? Painty Minty back at it again with another art stream. It is Tuesday, my buds. It's Tuesday, and you know what that means? New art. But in this case, we're not necessarily going back and doing like an old work in progress art, we're gonna go back and revisit one of my old original type sketches in a sketchbook, and let me show you what I mean by that. So, this I sketched while I was still attending a certain university in Nevada. And I was listening to like a lot of rock, metal music because my little sister was listening to a lot of rock and metal music, and yeah, it just kind of was like one of the lyrics, I guess, kind of stuck with me, and it's calling out sins don't bring you closer to God. Now, I can't sing it because I don't remember what song it came from, much less the band, but I thought it was really cool. I thought it was solid advice or a solid saying, and so I was like, you know what would go well with this, because it's rock and like, heck yeah, punk rock. I was like, well, let's do a nun, but also a freaky nun with some. I only had red and black markers at the time and a ballpoint pencil, and I was like, okay, well, let's try and go for like some Christianity, old art, Renaissance type style thing, and I came up with this, and it's been sitting in my sketchbook, and that was back in 2020, because that's what my signature used to look like back then. You have like the rosary and everything, you have the, Book of God right there, you got the crown of thorns and the bleeding eyeballs, along with normal nun garb. So I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to revisit it. It was also kind of inspired by one of my mutuals, my buds over on Instagram. Her name is 2 dot small dot 4 dot U dot. I think there's a dot at the end. I'm not sure. Lizzie Styles is her name, and her art, chef's kiss, really cool, very punk rock indeed. And very at the time, 2020 was very illustration heavy, so yeah, I wanted to visit this again, since I've been in a printmaking class, and right now we're studying art history, or I'm supposed to be studying art history. And yeah, finals are tomorrow, and it's gonna be a wild time because I have to know Byzantine era and Gothic era, which is pretty cool. Gothic era is pretty cool architecture stuff. I have to know all of that. I have to know what rotundas are. I have to know what flying buttresses are. And I'm stressing out a little bit, so I wanted to just kind of chill out today and, draw something that I wanted to draw, revisit something that wasn't too crazy detailed, and something I didn't have to really think about. So we're gonna listen to some cool music, and this is by the Relaxed Movement. So if you couldn't tell that I wanted to de-stress, you can really tell now. Luckily it'll all be over soon. My last class is on Wednesday, so tomorrow. Finals are tomorrow. And let me just fix this. You're seeing real-time editing. Okay, cool. So as always, let me know if the music is too loud, too quiet, and we'll get going on this. Also, let me know how your day's going. Let me know how your week's going. I really want to know. Let's go. All right. Mic check. Everything good out there in the neighborhood, on the interwebs? I know you're in here, legends. Welcome in. We're gonna start with some line art first, and then we'll get to it. I think I'm gonna line it in like a purple indigo, and then we'll see from there. Maybe go with like a edgy, yeah, look at that edgy line. I think the anatomy and everything looks good. I think I'm gonna make the skirt longer. But other than that, I kind of like it. This is like a Doric style arch, or not arch, solemn, so I think I'm gonna change that up and make it gothic. Hey, legends, I'm making earrings right now. Awesome! Like a theme or just like regular earrings? What type of earrings? Start with the face. Kind of reminds me of what a movie that just came out called Immaculate, I think, with Sydney Sweeney. Not just the nun garb, I haven't seen the movie. I heard it was pretty decent though, for like a horror movie. Hook earrings with different charms. Oh, nice! I got some dragonfly wing charms I'm using right now. Very cool. Since you're an artist too, you should make your own charms, like little resin charms, and make your own little earrings. It'd be super cool. I like that. Yeah, there we go. Let's bulge the eye out a bit. Flatten up the forehead just a tiny bit. And they're nickel free, or that's what the hooks say on the package. Nice. That's my next plan. Sweet. I'm gonna have to, I've improved my art since 2020, so I'm gonna have to finagle with this. Oops, why is it stuck on that? Here you go. And I'm planning on making little figurines. Nice! Out of like clay, or... I have these polymer clay earrings, and they're not that heavy. You'd think they would be, but they're not too bad. They're maybe the size of my thumb, so not too big. I'm considering making this all line art, but I kind of want it to be like adjustable. Yeah, polymer clay. I found some at Michael's that I'm going to experiment with. Nice. Very cool. I watched Ace of Clay and let's see. What else? Or North of the Border. I like those YouTubers when it comes to polymer clay. I myself, I'm not too much of a clay sculpting artist, but I do like watching those videos. They're very relaxing too. And then whenever I'm in like a art block gap, that is what I watch usually to get me out of my funk. Something about that 3D art, man. Works like a charm. You can hear that buzzing, that's the music. I'm so excited for the end of the semester because I have printmaking now under my belt, and that's something I've wanted to learn for a while. So, super happy about that. I think for myself, I'd rather print make than draw. If I'm like supposed to make a portfolio for like a fine art studio, I'd rather have it be of prints than, you know, sketches and drawings, because usually sketches, like in my experience, usually sketches are of still life. And I don't like drawing still life. I like, you know, playing around with form and playing around with like my line work. You know, I like my thick and thin lines. And still life doesn't really allow you to get in there and do that. And that's partially why I'm also taking a drawing class next semester. It's drawing 2, so it's not like a beginner level class, but I wanted to brush up on my technical skills a little bit more before I like actually go to get my bachelor's in fine arts. So that's the plan right now. But yeah, it's been quite a doozy catching up after catching COVID. But I've done it. I caught up like literally on like 2 weeks worth of work in record time too. I've been going to all of the studio open hours, so pretty proud of myself for that. You guys proud of anything that you've done recently? Hopefully you are, even if it's just getting out of bed this morning. That's fair. I found still life not my favorite either, but I found it interesting. I took 2 human figure classes, and those were interesting for my fine arts degree. Yeah, human figure classes are very interesting. Did you have to draw them nude? Because I did. And let me say, one of them looked like my mom's boyfriend at the time, so I had mixed feelings about that class. I was like, this is weird. But, yeah, no, human, like, I like still life, don't get me wrong, but it's not my favorite. Make sure you're drinking water, too, you guys. Important to stay hydrated. As I cracked open a prebiotic soda. I've been drinking water all day, though. I was in the print studio all day today. And then I snuck into the photography studio to print the rest of my final work for photography. Yup, naked for the whole class, but definitely helps with anatomy. Yes, it does, unfortunately. I don't like seeing people nude, because for me, I don't know, I just get all awkward. Especially, I don't know, it's just weird, because it's like, okay, I'm supposed to look at you, but also I'm trying not to look at you, but I have to look at you, because I have to draw you, but also I don't want to draw your, you know, your bits. I don't know, it's always been a thing. I can't take it seriously sometimes, and I'm like, I can't do this. And it's all in my head too, because like, I have a really good poker face, so not a lot of people are like she's freaking out. But yeah, pretty much. I just don't like seeing naked strangers, like, I'm sorry. And it's like, for those of you who don't know, in school, when you were studying fine arts and you're doing human anatomy classes, or still life drawing sometimes, or you know, life drawing, I guess, is what it's called, you do have to, 9 times out of 10, draw people in the nude because you're practicing the human form. And you gotta get all of their muscles everywhere so you can understand what the human body actually looks like underneath clothes. And I guess underwear just doesn't, it leaves too much to the imagination, so you have to actually look at a nude person and get her done. That's for those of you who don't know the plight of many art students. It's not that bad though. A lot of the models are pretty chill. And they're like, one of the guys in my class, he looked like a man from the Renaissance time. Like he looked like an old guy with interesting like face muscles. Like, and not, I say face muscles, but like, you know, people have so much characteristics in their face. And that's like why I think photography is such a, you know, good art medium for portraiture, is because so many people look so different, like with their wrinkles and the way the light catches their, you know, body and that kind of thing. So I can understand having a live model and then having them nude. I can also understand a little, just because light catches different muscles in different ways, I guess. I zoned them out and went into drawing mode when I took both. I blush easily, so my first reaction, you can see my cheeks redden because I was still a little shy back then. No, yeah, I was also shy. The first time I went to class, it was literally the first day, and they were introducing us to the model, and yeah, she just started, they were like, my teacher, she was like, okay, so get your drawing pads out, we're gonna start drawing, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, the model, she had a shawl or something on, like a robe, because she was there before we got there, and we were like, okay, cool, we're gonna be drawing today. And I was expecting, you know, like a Pinterest model, right, where they have, you know, at least the underwear on, and no, she was completely naked, and that was my first time seeing, you know, a nude model just kind of get out with it, and I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this. And in my head I was like, woo, what the hell is going on? And outside of my body I was like, okay, let's draw. But you get used to it after a while. Like, it's not like you're freaking out every time. It just makes me uncomfortable because then I accidentally make eye contact and I'm like, I don't know, it's a whole thing. Let's see. I kind of want like some flowiness in here, but I don't think this is that big. Let me just go like this. Make it a little more form-fitting. But yeah, I definitely think life drawing classes, especially if you have that human anatomy figure down, then you'll be on your way to developing your own style. I always believe you have to have the anatomy, well, not necessarily the anatomy, but like the idea of the anatomy down before you can develop your own style truly, because then you kind of learn the rules to break the rules. That's always what I've kind of believed. Which sucks when people kind of want to start, you know, doing their own style first. Then they have to kind of relearn everything because they've already established their own style. Them's the breaks, though. Well, we're making headway. We're doing pretty good on this nun. What should we call her? Sister, Sister something. Yeah, I don't know what I want to call her. What's a really old lady name? Sister Edith? You know, it'd be cool. Sister Genesis. That'd be a cool name. Oh, shoot. There is a reliquary, which is a type of church, a type of pilgrimage church. And I learned this because of art history. Basically what a reliquary is, if you don't know, it's a place, a church, a Christian church, that houses a relic of pretty much something associated with a saint, Christ, or the Mother Mary, right? And one of these churches, I forget which one it is. I know it's on my test tomorrow, but I think it's an early Gothic church, and it houses the clothing of Mary when Jesus was born. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Just a cool tidbit, a cool fact. There's also, I find the stories interesting behind a lot of the saints, too, because a lot of them are, well, actually, I think all of them are martyrs, but, they're just so interesting. So, like, there's another saint, her name is Saint Catherine, and she was tied to a wheel, I think? And I know about this story because we have the monastery of Saint Catherine is on our test tomorrow, so I have to know the story. But she was tied to a wheel, and I think they were just telling her like, give up your belief or whatever. And she was like, no, I won't stop believing. Like Journey, and yeah, so, well, she was tied up to this wheel and she was supposed to die, and apparently God smashed the wheel before she could die, which I was like, wow, if, you know, God smashes the wheel, you'd think that, you know, that would be your cue not to kill her. But they ended up just stabbing her, which I was like, wow, that's sad. It's like, God, you don't have anything for stab wounds? You could smash a wheel, but anyway, I thought that was interesting. So what they did with the monastery was they incorporated a bunch of wheels into the architecture and the interior design. So yeah, it's so interesting that you, I guess it makes sense, because I was gonna say it's interesting that you would want to associate what got them killed in the church. You know, you would want to associate what they were known for, their achievements, or what they were happy about. But it makes sense because of the whole martyr saint thing. You have to be a martyr to become a saint. You have to die for your religion. So it makes sense that the architecture would reflect the wheel. I hope you guys don't mind me info dumping. This is my way of making sure I know the material before my exam tomorrow. Just like, segueing into this, just like a concept called divine luminosity, which is in a lot of high Gothic architecture, which is pretty cool. Also, fun fact, a lot of the French, no, it's not the French, the Italians, it was the Italians, they hate, the Goth had a negative connotation for a long time because the Visigoths always invaded Italy, and they eventually took their princess, I think, or empress, and she was, pretty much forced into marrying one of the Visigoth people. And all this to say, Gothic churches have a concept called divine luminosity, and the technical term for it, I think, is called anagogical. And what it is basically is why they're so high up, like super, like they make you feel small when you walk into these churches. The reason being is because the architects, awesome legends. I don't mind, I like to learn new things. Cool, me too. I'm stressed out about this because I have to know it. But if I were not taking it for a crazy, requirement, I would be happy to learn this as well. But the whole concept of divine luminosity is basically, light. So the whole association with heaven and light and being lifted up is called divine luminosity, right? And so these architects at the time for the High Gothic era, they took an anagogical approach, which is, that lifting, that otherworldly approach to their architecture. And they wanted you to feel like you were being lifted out of the earthly realm, which was, in Catholic culture is considered sinning. And Catholic culture, Catholic religion is what I meant. So it's considered sinning, being on earth and doing whatever you do on earth. And when you go into one of these churches, and you'll see it if you look up, high Gothic churches, you'll see that the interiors are so tall, they're high ceilings, they're huge. They just wanted to get bigger and bigger, like skyscrapers, just to show, look at this is, heaven, pretty much. When you're in a church, you're in heaven. And so, all that to say, I thought it was really cool that how they just kind of created, a lot of cool stuff was created when, the Christians kind of took over. I mean, a lot of bad stuff happened too, but a lot of good, cool improvements in architecture. Like there's this this one church, I forget which one it is. I know it's high Gothic, and it's literally, its whole walls are just filled with stained glass. And the reason being is because they figured out a way back when to have these big ass buildings on supported by flying buttresses, which are basically these huge arches that go from the ceiling to the outside. And they figured this out somehow, and were able to build a taller building, not only, but make it so that the walls aren't doing most of the support for the building. Your regular walls are going to support maybe 50 to 75% of the weight of your building. And so what they did was, they created these flying buttresses, and not only does it make your outside look cool, but it plays a huge role in the support. And so they figured that out, and it's kind of close to the Roman and Greek era, where they created these piers. Well, it was the Romans. The Romans created these huge piers in the middle of the buildings, and you can find one of them in Constantinople. Well, it's in Istanbul now, but in Constantinople. And if you have these large piers in your buildings, that means the walls and the columns in these buildings are only decorative. So somehow the Gothic era, they figured this out, how to make the walls decorative. And that's why you have a bunch of amazing, glass stained art. Another huge, Notre Dame isn't technically high Gothic, it's transitional Gothic because it has the early elements too. But you'll see in many Gothic, like high, transitional, and early Gothic, you'll have a bunch of stained glass and you'll have a lot of windows. Whereas in the Roman times, when the Catholics, not the Catholics, but the Christians started taking over, like when Constantine started turning Christian, right? You see that a lot. You see a move from mosaics, where there was like a ton of mosaics in these churches, to stained glass and frescoes to like actual like paintings and stuff. So interesting. Like I said, I would have loved to learn this while not being under a lot of stress. I think I'm probably gonna know it for the rest of my life, considering how much I'm kind of cramming for it. But yeah, architecture. Who knew it had a lot of different, like just history behind it, I would love to watch a documentary on it someday. Do I want the backing? Yeah, that makes it look a little 3D-ish. Cool. I think her nose is a little too wide for what I'm wanting to go for. I want to go for like an Anglo-Saxon kind of look. I think she has rope holding her dress. So I think I'm gonna make a huge rope right here. I saw a post the other day by a horror YouTuber. His name is CZ's World. And he said, who do you think would win, the Immaculate Baby or Rosemary's Baby? And I thought it was so funny because he put under that, he goes, we don't condone the violence of children, but we do find it funny. And I was like, what? Could you imagine just these two demonic babies, Antichrist babies, just going head to head fighting? That would be hilarious. It'd be like one of those who would win battles. They used to do those. What was it? It was rap battles, I think. I don't remember. I only watched a few of those. Okay, let's go and get in there like that. Cool. It's looking good so far. Kind of want to extend that one out a bit. There we go. I think we made a good choice with going with the rough brush. That nose is like freaking me out though. Like I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe I just need to, maybe I need to angle the nose down a bit. Or give it some more definition. Like that. Yeah, that looks better. Like that. We're gonna leave it like that for a bit. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. I can't be bothered with it right now. Okay, so one thing here that I found is this hand is bigger than this hand. So what am I gonna do about that? I am going to make this hand a little more veiny, which has nothing to do with the other hand. I just kind of want the hands to be a little charactered. Okay. And then I'm gonna make this hand huge. Not necessarily huge, but like, you know, similar size. I made it the same size. Let me see. No, they're kind of bigger, I think. I think they're similar sizes. We'll keep it. Yeah. Okay, so let's draw the good book before we draw the rest of her skirt. Or dress, whatever it is nuns wear. I saw this post the other day. It said, we should bring back calling our friends bestie, but like in the way of how nuns refer to themselves. So like, for example, I would say, welcome in, bestie legends. Like a title, in a way. I think that'd be funny. And then, what would we say? Oh, you know what? We could say bestie, and then we would probably say bro. So whoever's like, I don't feel comfortable being called bestie, could be like bro. Or, what's it, gender? I feel like bestie is gender neutral, though. But, what would be more gender neutral than bestie? Friend? Could say friend. Welcome in, friend. So-and-so. Alright. I feel like the book looks weird. Probably because I didn't bother to like really think about how it would be placed on her lap. But you know, we're just going for a vibe today. We're not going for physically and anatomically correct. This is not a life studio drawing class. This is a fun paint stream. revamp this. We're gonna make it like a La Llorona kind of dress. Where it's like this, but kind of tapered, I guess. Or like torn up. I think that'll look cool. Go in there and clean it up a bit after this initial sketch is done. Let's see. Take a little water break. Maybe we'll just make her shorter, because I really don't want to draw her feet. Like, I don't feel like feet today. There we go. Cool. So we got that done. I don't know what the crown of thorns looks like. I know it looks really cool, so I'll have to look up a reference for that. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we can work on our skirt a bit more. We're at 48 minutes in, so we only have a little bit of time left with each other. That's okay though, because you can always catch me on Friday streaming video games, and you can always rewatch this video on YouTube, unless it's on Twitch still after a week. After a week it goes away, and I automatically have it posting to YouTube. So if you missed any past streams, it's always on YouTube. You'll see it there. I've heard this song before. Gradient up here, like from dark to light. Maybe we'll key in the colors before we call it a night too. It's just gonna be like black and white, and then maybe we'll do some pink shading on like a gray skin tone. That could look cool. We'll see how far we get, because I gotta go to bed early and study early tomorrow before the exam. It's not like a normal exam. It's like questions and everything. It's like we have to write literal essays on these works of art, and yeah, I'm not prepared to write an essay about what Constantine meant when he built such and such church, or what the four evangelists mean in the Last Judgment. I'm not ready for that. I wish I paid attention in church so I could ace this exam. To be fair though, I was like 10. And also, I don't think it was exactly Christian stories, I think Jehovah's Witness has their own versions of stories. I mean, every religion does in a way, So, probably wouldn't even help me. Alright. Look at that. Yeah, this is a column, right? It's a Minoan style column that I drew, and I know what that means now because I studied Greek and Roman art this semester. So Greek and Roman, early Christian, Byzantine, Etruscan, which was like the predecessors to Rome. Of course, Gothic. What else? Minoan, which were like the predecessors to the Greeks. What else did I study? I'm trying to think. Oh, Neolithic, so like caveman time. A lot of the art was in France, interestingly enough. Excuse me, my English. Let's make it twist. Oh, I gotta make them smaller because they're going away. I'll just do 2. I don't feel like drawing another one. Let's see. That's a lot of prayers for all of those beads. Woohoo! Okay. I think I made the fold weird on her arm. I'm gonna curve it up a bit more. Give her some meat on them bones. Okay. I think that looks more curved. We'll have to fix it with color, I think. Color and shading. Okay, so Crown of Thorns. Do we have time for it? Yeah, we got 5 minutes. We're good. We're Gucci. So let's do this. Crown of Thorns. Okay. What looks most like the one I want? I like the Jesus one, but that's a lot. That's really thick. It's just kind of a cord, well, like twine with thorns. It's pretty cool art. Oh, Pinterest, I wish you credited your artists. I like this one. That one's pretty simple. So it's basically 3 twine just wrapping. I could do that. just winging it. If people say, hey, that's not how a thorny plant looks, thorny plant crown, I'll be like, yeah, well, how do you know? And then they'll be like, and then I'll be like, block. I love the block button. Oh my gosh, it brings me such peace. I'm just adding things where they look good. Let's think of that. I don't know if that looks good. Maybe over here though. Okie doke. Alright, let's see. She's gonna have her hood here. And then we'll go like this. And nope, that didn't look right. Okay, let's follow the back of her head and see. So her head would be like about right. No, that's too high. Jimmy Neutron. Right there. So, we can just follow that curve. We should be good. I don't think I've come up with a name for her yet. Oh, that looks terrible. She looks like she got a cone head. Bring it back. Bring it back, girl. Alright. That looks a little better. Still a little high up for my taste. Look at that. LMAO, plants do be hard, but it also depends on the plant. True, I have an easier time drawing roses than I do like anything else. Roses and cactus. Cacti. I mean, they're easy. They're not hard. They're easy. Anything but cacti is hard. Alright, look at that. We're doing good. I thought this was going to be super hard, but this is actually pretty good. Not gonna lie. I'm pretty proud of this thorny crown. Doesn't look like the one Jesus wore, but, you know, that's fine by me. This isn't Jesus. Far from it. Him. Far from him. I don't know. Words are hard today, guys. Like, I can't think, can't speak. Too tired. But we're getting it. We're doing it. Back from hiatus. Finishing up old art. Doing stuff. Alright, I think it could use a little thicker thorns over here. Maybe over here. Right there. Okay. Let's go little tiny thorns. Alright, that looks very thorny. Let's, I think they just have a flat, head wrapping, right? I don't know. What does a nun look like? Nuns. None your business. That's what they look like. Pretty sure that doesn't look like a nun, with the form-fitting figure. But yeah, if you kind of see it though, it's very flat. Except for their neck part. Oh, you know what? She has a thing right here. Let's add that in there. And then, yeah, so she has a thing that covers like that. Okay, my nun's not looking too bad. I wonder if I looked up a reference. Probably. When I drew this back in 2020. Alright, do we want to try Drawing a Gothic arch? I think we can save that. Let's draw the circle though. Reference it back to biblical art. So in the art of the Christian era, a circle over your head means like a halo, which I've just learned about that. But it also, if you have it, it also means that you were a martyr. So I thought it was just a cool thing that they did back then because they thought it looked cool, but no, it actually meant something. So, pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Let's put this down. That's the floor. Right there. And then I think that was actually good where it's at. So move that here. Just bring it down a little bit. That's the floor plan. If I ever did see one. Right here? Nope. There we go. I think they're supposed to be a little taller, but yeah. It is what it is. No one's gonna be like, no, that's not the correct way to draw a column. And I'll be like, yeah. Cool. Well, we got a nun done today, guys. So pretty cool. I think we'll end it there for the day. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful Tuesday, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful week. I'll see you after finals on Friday, where we will be playing Little Nightmares. I'll try and go a little longer for Little Nightmares 2. Like as well, not Little Nightmares 2, but Little Nightmares as well. So we can, get scared together. It's a creepy game. Like, I didn't realize, like, I used to watch playthroughs of that game and I was like, oh, this is fun. But once you're actually behind the wheel, like, the pressure is on. Yeah, I died like 6 times last time. But, yeah, all that to say, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful Wednesday. It's halfway through the week tomorrow. A wonderful just week all around. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Watch my outro, because I worked really hard on that. And so did my friend Leon, who worked hard on my music, my intro, my waiting music, and my outro music. So make sure you watch it. Otherwise, guys, I'm going to tuck in for the night. Have a good one.